Mr. Laurier in Square Dorchester Park. It's the English looking at the French looking at the English, like a lot of things in Canada.
Alright，朋友们，现在呢，在你们正对面的这个教堂，你们好好的看一下，这个教堂呢是来自于意大利的圣彼得教堂的灵感，一模一样的。特别是在教堂的顶部呢，你们会发现有耶稣跟他的12位宗徒都站在上面，来自于意大利圣彼得教堂的灵感。在左手边的话呢，你们会发现这个加拿大的这个 Sun Life 的这个基金会，这个基金会里面呢，它以前有存放着，在世界第2次大战期间呢，有存放着英国国王的皇冠也在里面。那目前呢，大部分加拿大的那些货币啊、金条啊，都是储藏在这个 Sun Life 的故事里面了。
On your right, you have the Queen Elizabeth Hotel, where Yoko Ono and John Lennon wrote the song "A Piece of Chance" in 1969. The room 1742. And on your left, you have Place Ville-Marie. That was the first high-rise constructed in Montreal in the 1960s, constructed across to let the light in, with a plaza under that links under the street to the Queen Elizabeth Hotel and the Windsor train station. That was the beginning of the underground city with that construction. After that, all the other high-rise followed that idea, did plazas under their buildings. And now they all link together, and now we have more than 20 miles of underground city in Montreal, the biggest underground city in the world. So we're on René Lévesque Street. It was named in honor of Mr. René Lévesque, that was Prime Minister of Quebec in the 1980s. Chief of the Nationalist Party, he's the one that wanted the separation of Quebec with Canada that did not happen. He's deceased now. Yes, we have two different flags, and you see them right there in front of you to the right. You have the blue and white flag. That's a flag of the province of Quebec. Blue and white because of the colors of the Virgin Mary, because we were a Catholic history. And the flowers are the lily of France. The flag of Canada, red, white with a maple leaf, because the red is the two sides border of the Canada, Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. The white represents the Northwest Territories full of snow. And the maple leaf, because we have a lot of maple trees in Canada. We have 12 kinds of maple trees in Canada. Quebec, we have the kind, it's called the sugar maple trees, and we produce maple syrup. We're the biggest producer of maple syrup in the world. 80% is sold to 55 countries around the world, and 20% is eaten by us at the Sugar Shack in spring. We eat enough sugar in one day when we go to the Sugar Shack to last us for 1 year. And in autumn, the leaves of the sugar trees change colors, from the red to the orange to the yellow, and they're called the fleurage, and people come from all over the world to see that. Look at the painting on the wall right here on your left. American Indians, and these are graffiti artists, and we give them walls and they make paintings to go around delinquency. This is the Beaver Hall Street, and it was named in honor of the Beaver Club. The Beaver Club is a club that was put together by James McGill. James McGill is the one that was in charge of the construction of the University of McGill. You know, James McGill was a guy that was very original, and he wanted the people, the men, to be passing one winter in the Northwest Territories to hunt beavers. Now, we're not talking about hunters here. We're talking about dainty men that were not used to dirty their hands. To be part of the Beaver Club, they have to do that, and it was really hard for them, you know. A lot of them died, but the ones that would come back, well, they were part of the Beaver Club. Can you imagine, to be part of a club, you were ready to die? But anyway, so they did that for many years because they hunted beavers. We didn't have any more beavers after a while because there were so many hunters hunting beavers. We're entering the old Montreal on the west side, and we're going to be following the square. Victoria on your left, in honor of Queen Victoria. She was our queen in the 1800s. Queen Victoria never came here. She was busy taking care of her 9 children. Her husband died very young. But her children, Louise and George, came very often. I'll show you Queen Victoria in a few minutes. You know, this city of Montreal is a mix of, especially old Montreal, a mix with old buildings and new buildings, okay? So the problem is that sometimes the new buildings, the high-rise, like this one here, Bank National du Canada, sort of hides like the sun of these old buildings. So it's kind of a bit sad, but you know, it's still a mix of the two, and that's normal because a lot of buildings were on fire in there was a big fire in 1852, and a lot of the old buildings you know, went down with the fire. So you know, they're not going to leave the space with nothing in it, so that's normal. on your right, you're going to see the statue of Queen Victoria right here. And look, she's dressed like a person from India because she ruled over India and Canada when the sun would never set over the British Empire. On your right, we're following the World Trade Center of Montreal. And yesterday they were making a movie here on this in this park here on your left. This is the Jean-Paul Leopold Park. Jean-Paul Leopold was a French-Canadian artist known internationally for his paintings and his sculpture. And Mel Studio is the company that makes a lot of movies here. They made X-Men 1, X-Men 2, X-Men 3. And yesterday they were making a movie. Look at the reflection on your left inside the Congress Center. These tinted glasses reflect inside and it's beautiful. So I want you to notice the street lights on each side. You're going to see the modern street lights of modern Montreal on your left, and then you're going to see the old street lights of old Montreal gaslit on your right here. That's old Montreal on one side, Montreal City on the other. And we're going to be passing beside the Notre Dame Basilica on your right. Notre Dame Basilica is the nicest church north of Mexico, all in hand-carved wood inside. People come from all over the world to visit that church. It's so beautiful. James O'Donnell constructed that Gothic church in the 1800s. He was an architect from New York. He was Protestant, but he became Catholic to be buried under his church. So the Notre Dame Basilica is going to be right here on your right, and you can take a picture while we're going as you want to get your pictures ready.
来，朋友们，我们在过了这个红绿灯之后呢，请看一下右手边啊，右手边你们会看到已经被烧毁的巴黎圣母院的姐妹的一座教堂，叫做蒙特利尔圣母院。外貌是一模一样的，但是体积呢小了5倍，体积小了5倍。在过了这个红绿灯之后，右手边你们会看到蒙特利尔圣母院。 然后呢，在左手边的话呢，你们一会儿会看到中国城。这个蒙特利尔的中国城呢，非常非常的小。而当时呢，之所以会有中国城的存在呢，是因为早期很多中国人被运来加拿大这边去修铁路，修完铁路之后呢，他们也不愿意回去中国了，就在这边建筑了这个中国城，就从此居住在加拿大这里了。我相信大家都有看到那个蒙特利尔圣母院了啊。
So we're going to our stop. Okay, so the doors of Chinatown are right there in front of you. They were brought by the rich people of Shanghai in 1969. And it's called Chinatown or Little Asia because we have people from all over Asia that live in Montreal and the surroundings. And more than 60,000 people from China, they came here at the end of 1800 to work on the Canadian Pacific Railway train that was constructed from the west to the east of Canada. And at the end of the the construction of the train, they wanted to go, look at the walking street right here on each side, little walking street in Chinatown. And they came here at the end of 1800 to work on the Canadian railway train that was constructed from the west to the east of Canada. When the train was finished constructed, they wanted to go back to their country, China, but they couldn't because China closed the doors to them. So they had to stay in Canada. They opened Chinatowns all over Canada. The two biggest ones outside of China are in Vancouver and Toronto. The little one here in Montreal. Here in Montreal, they don't really live here. They come here to do their food shopping, their festivities, and to go to the good Asian restaurants. So we're going to be going back, passing again into Chinatown, and you're going to be able to see all that. The other, when we're going to pass, there's on one side right here, look, this is the Desjardins complex on your right here. It was named in honor of Alphonse Desjardins that started banks in the province of Quebec in the 1960s. 12 French Canadians started little enterprises. You find these banks all over Canada and the US now. They're called the Caisse Populaire Desjardins, or the credit union banks. And we're going to be passing beside the Guy Favreau complex, where we have your Canadian passport and Immigration Canada. It's going to be when we turn on your right also. You have a beautiful view in front of you of Old Montreal with the Aldred building. The tall building looks like a wedding cake. And the Basilica, it's really nice from here. You can see it. It's right a little bit to the left there, the Notre Dame Basilica. Hotel here on your left. It's the Holiday Inn Hotel. This hotel is Feng Shui style hotel, and it has a very nice garden in the second floor and a very good restaurant, Shishin. And on the other side, the light to the right, you have the Palais des Congrès de Montréal, where thousands of congressmen come every year to do presentations, very well situated between Old Montreal and Chinatown. You have a very, very nice view on the Notre Dame Basilica right in front of you. If you have time this evening, you can come and take a picture. The Basilica won't be open, but you can come and take a picture.
现在在我们巴士正对面呢，你们还会看得到那个蒙特利尔圣母院。Right。那我们现在巴士呢，很快就会抵达我们的下车目的地了。到了目的地之后呢，我们会一起去吃晚餐。然后一会儿在下车的同时呢，如果你们想对这个司机以及这个导游表示感谢的话呢，也可以请大家给他们一点小费。Right， 因为这边服务业嘛，毕竟都是以小费为主的，其实。Alright, so as of right now, we are approaching to our drop-off location nearby. I just ate something. Now, we're about to drop off nearby our restaurant, and then as you drop off from the bus. Alright, you may show your appreciation to the driver Dale and our tour guide Claire by tip them, right? Because by the service industry, the majority of their income based on tip.
So we're going to be following the City Hall of Montreal on your right. Is I'm going to show you. It looks like it was a bomb in Montreal, but I'm really sorry, it's not a bomb. It's really, we have doing a lot of renovation. We got a really big budget for renovating. So the City Hall of Montreal will be right here on your right when we turn. It's Second Empire architecture with the Maza roof, a little bit of Beaux-Arts, constructed in the 1850s.
现在在你们右手边的呢，这里是蒙特利尔的市政厅了。这个市政厅就是我们之前有提到过的2次举行公投的地方，就是在这个蒙特利尔市政厅。
In front you have the Ramsay Museum. That's where Benjamin Franklin stayed in the 1770s. Benjamin Franklin was here to convince the Montrealers to be part of the American Revolution. And he stayed here for a couple of months, and we were Americans in that period. Can you imagine? So listen, I'm going to wish you a great time, everybody in Montreal. I hope you'll enjoy yourself, that you'll meet nice people, and that you'll come back one day and see us without Jay, just alone, and we'll be happy to see you. So you take care, everybody, and God bless you. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Muchas gracias. Thank you.